Well, hello, hello. This is Rosa, rcgkreations. How are y'all doing? You know what? Let me bring you down just a little bit more so y'all can see a little bit better. There we go. Okay. Well, how y'all doing? Well, bringing today, whoops. Let me turn my thing so I can see that I'm in frame. Bringing to you today, but I gotta show off first. I've been using my hair product. I put a link to my hair mask that I use from Avon. And look, see how I don't have all this freezies and flyaways? Now, I wash it every 2 days is when I wash my hair because I don't do it everyday stuff. This, everybody does their own thing. But I blow dry it, and I do use that product, that hair cream product. Okay, blow dry it, and then I curl it. Use my hair straightener, straighten it out. But look at that, and all this frizzies and all this flyaways. This usually lasts me 2 days, and then it's time to just do it again. But anyway, so that's a little quick tidbit on my Avon hair mask thing. So anyway, I'm bringing to you a side dish, cornbread, but we got a little sidekick to it than regular cornbread side dish. We're going to be having beef stroganoff for supper, and I came across this. I made this, a good 30 years ago. I used to make this a lot, and just haven't got into it. And since we've been on this weight program, we're trying to stay away from bread, but we're feeding 2 missionaries from our church dinner tonight. So I thought this would be a nice little treat for us and for them. And I'm hoping to have enough extra that they can take a little bit home for afterwards as a little snack. So we're making cornbread. Now, I make my own cornbread mix, and I'm going to give you a few minutes there so you can see the recipe. And I will put a link in the description box, and I will put the ingredients in a pop-up. But the full recipes will be in the description box. Okay, so the mix calls for 1 egg, and I've already had and scrambled it all up. I know you can't see it because it's a yellow bowl. Should have got my red bowl. But anyway, I wanted a bowl with a lid. Then we're going to add, there's the egg. I'm doing my liquids first. And you know me, if you see you're a regular subscriber, you know that I believe in mixing 2 ingredients at a time. Okay. So mixing that up. Now I'm adding 1/4 cup of honey. You could use sugar if you want. You can use any kind of sweetener, but because I am trying to stay in our weight program as much as possible, even though we are cheating, because this is a bread product, I can still kind of curb it down a little bit and control. And this is what's really nice when you make your own stuff from scratch, is you can control certain ingredients that fit your nutritional items that you prefer for your body and for your family. Because some families have certain members that have different tolerances to certain types of food. So this is a good way for you to do that. I'm just getting all that honey goodness out of there, which I'd lick it if I could, but I'm not going to do that. I might do it off camera. Okay, put in there so I can get all my dirty dishes because I got to get ready to go to work. Okay, and then let's mix that up. I do have a spoon right here, but I'm using my knife just because it's right here. Okay. That's going to ask for 2 cups of the mix. Okay, I know that's not full cup. And I grind my own cornmeal. I got my corn. Whoops, it's just a little bit over, but that's okay. 1. So I grind my own cornmeal, and that's 2. We're a little bit over, but we're good. That's good enough. And if you want this to be shelf stable, because I do a whole bunch of these, I don't just do 1 jar. I do a whole batch, because it has a lot of shelf stableness, and I vacuum pack my jars so they stay fresher even longer. The flour, the cornmeal. Okay. Now I'm going to be honest with you, I forget what all goes in my cornbread mix. And you don't want to mix it too much because cornbread, you want it to be a little on the lumpy side. Okay, so now I'm going to be adding my butter, which is 1/4 cup of butter. Okay. Get my little hot plates because I got it out of the microwave to melt my butter. And now I'm going to mix this, but here's our secret ingredient. I'm going to be adding a can of sweet cream corn. Of course, you can omit this part if you don't want it. And just make regular cornbread. Totally up to you. And because we like a little bit of sweetness in our cornbread, I will be tasting it to make sure it's got enough. But I'm sure with the honey and with the sweet corn, it's going to be more than good enough. My knife doesn't want to sit here. Okay, there we go. I was tipping my can was starting to fall over from the knife being in there. Now we're just going to gently, and I mean gently, fold in. Let me get all this out of the way. Fold in, and let me wipe this down because I got to bring over my casserole dish. You want to put this and spray it with a nonstick spray, which I already did. And for convenience sake, because you know how spray gets everywhere, I like to put my dishes in a clean sink and then spray it. That way I get it all over everywhere. Now I don't like to put the spray on the handles because number one, you're going to be touching it and you don't want that to be all greasy and yucky. And not only that, but when it's cooking in the oven, it's baking this spray on your dishes. And you don't want that. You don't need that. So I always like to, and I know you can't see me, I just saw you couldn't see me. I like to just get a clean, fresh towel and wipe, it's a wet towel, and wipe the extra spray off the edges. Because all that does is it bakes, and it's just more hard work when you're washing your dishes. Okay, so now I'm just going to continue to stir this in. Make sure you go all the way to the bottom. Don't overmix it, but you do want to make sure that everything's incorporated. The melted butter, the corn, the cornmeal mix, every bit of it. And it will separate after a while, but that's okay. And then you're going to bake it in the oven for 20 minutes at 400-degree temperature. Now let's do a little taste test. Let's make sure that it's sweet enough. I think it's sweet enough. And with the taste of the corn in there, and that's also, guess what? That's a vegetable that you're eating. So now I'm just going to pour this in my dish. And then we are ready to bake. So we'll bring you back when we do the taste test. And that was just enough, one mix. I think this is a 9x8 casserole dish. If I remember, I'll put the size of this dish so you'll see how much it made. But there we go. We're all ready to bake. So we'll bring you back.